Today, Precarious plays
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
I'm not exactly sure how much I should brief you on what's about to happen, because I'm worried that it's going to be a little overwhelming if I don't say anything. Let's just say that you are about to inherit ultimate power, and leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and do a speak.
Sure.
Yeah.
Buddy.
No, we don't.
Sorry, but you
Hey.
have one.
If only we had... So this is terribly interesting. Right?
I've never, in the context of this game, I don't think I've ever seen this.
You've never seen the Fierce Deities mask? I accidentally name-dropped it much earlier, and you were like, what is that? And I was like, nothing.
Don't be creepy.
Fairy whispers. Ancient lore cast to the winds. Yeah. Okay, game.
Yeah, this angle's flattering and not terrifying. Sure.
And you read that the game supposed that the power of the mask that you were given might be as bad as Majora's, right?
Yes.
Don't put it on, because I think it drains your MP just by having it on. So, I don't know what to say, because...
Just let me get an impression, and I have...
Don't crack that open, because...
How many fairies? I have...
Health is not gonna...
4 fairies.
Oh, slow your horses for just a second, because once this starts, there's not gonna be any effective way of stopping it, other than pausing it and losing the momentum of the scene, right?
Okay.
So, there are basically 2 ways to do what's about to happen. You can either have, an engaging, mechanically challenging struggle, or you can use what you've earned, because you played the game, you got all the masks. If I, tied you to a controller and made you play, I'm 100% confident that eventually you would have run enough trials and even gotten through the Goron maze bullshit, the Goron rolling maze. Here on the moon, the Fierce Deities mask is going to sap all of the challenge from this, I would say.
I will put this on.
Okay, so just go forward, march to your destiny, young adventurer.
And I'm going to say that that's an easy decision for me to make, because we just discussed how much of the quote-unquote challenge of this game I don't actually enjoy. That's not the part that I like about this. If I want to play a game for the type of challenge that you're talking about, I will play Bayonetta, I will play Devil May Cry, I will play Smash Bros. You know, that is disgusting.
Okay, so go ahead and put on the Fierce Deities mask, and lock on, and win, and win, and win, and win, and win.
I figured we should watch that.
Yeah, you were right. Okay, so use your double helix. I think just do normal swings. Yeah. You launch blade beams.
What? Okay.
I think you might... Do you have to destroy those, or are they just a distraction? Uh-oh. No.
Okay.
So, yeah, lock onto them and use the blade beams to reap. Perform slaying actions. That was incidental. That you just accidentally murdered with a piece of a god, some sort of nature spirit.
This is very cool, but very powerful, and it's really selling me on that possibility that this is just as bad as Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think
that was really, really easy, but at the same time, I've been so frustrated with so many pieces of this game that stop growing limbs! Yeesh!
Do you think it's tempered at all by Link's personality?
I don't know what you mean by that.
It's a fierce deity that is inhabiting. So the interesting thing about this mask is once you have it, I believe you can go back in time and you can only use it in boss arenas, but you can use it in any boss arena. Maybe take the mask off and give him a few seconds to parade around. So I don't want you to drain your MP meter, but look at the animations. Just lock on and keep your shield up for a bit. Do you hear the music?
It's creepy, and keeping my shield up is not particularly...
Move a little bit when he starts shooting energy bolts.
I do not like this.
It's not an especially challenging fight, really, even without the Fierce Deity's mask, but tonally it's worth experiencing because this
guy has a degree from the Ministry of Silly Walks.
He worked very hard.
And also like the school of dark magic.
Also, I just love the juxtaposition of this silliness. I can only imagine the expression that Fierce Deity Link, all hyped up on God power, is just like, what the hell are you doing in my presence?
Yeah, this is weird. And I
do a smite now.
Yeah, I just like I like it. I like how strange it is. It is good.
Like, and you just tripped the poor thing and it made a noise and fell down.
Well, one of the things that I'm not liking about this is that it has similar proportions to the mask, or to the Guardians.
Yeah.
Which makes me a little bit worried. Like, what if this was a Guardian and it got messed up?
I never, ever considered that. That is... I mean, it only grows a head now. That's a good catch. I never thought of that.
I think that it's really strange. I don't like that either. Oh, this is disturbing. I'm gonna need more time to sit with this. Can we play this again?
So maybe don't kill it yet, because I at least want to get a good look at it up close without it being enwreathed in divine flame. And I think it launched its eye at you. You're running out of MP, so you should probably kill it. But I never have gotten far enough in this fight in this way to see that top. I don't think.
Wow. This is bizarre. This is a poor and tortured thing that we're fighting, and I don't know. Stop! Stop floating! Sit down. Relax. I've relieved you of your duties as the creepiest thing on earth. Just take a break. Please. Huh. That's messed up. Everything about this is messed up. That's worse. Somehow. That was surprising. I guess we're doing a good.
Here's a headcanon that I just had.
Yeah.
What if Majora's Mask is Majora's Mask and can operate outside of that? What if Fierce Deity, but not Link, what if the Fierce Deity's mask is somehow like the fuel, like the core of the moon? Because that feels like a very angry god thing to do, like drop a moon on a town.
Yeah.
Feels very like Pillars of Salt, kinda. Yeah, we did it. We got to the thing.
Is this day 4?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
But it's a watch. It's a watch and a listen.
That's fine. We've never been to this reality before. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I've got some words now for what's happening.
Hey, man. I thought you were, I'm glad you're here.
Hey, nah, we left him there. It's fine. He was on the clock tower the whole time. God, I never thought of that before. It really, like, the second form
is really very similar to these guys.
Yeah, just mean looking. We
How
were busy.
old is that thing?
I don't know. Old enough to speak giant, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go now.
We've got work to do.
Old enough for an old lady to have a story that mirrors their relationship perhaps too closely to not be specifically about them. And I mean, it had Skull Kid's hat.
Mm-hmm. This is just odd. Where did Majora's Mask ever come from?
Well, it came into the story when Skull Kid stole it from Happy Mask Salesman, but I think you remembered that.
Yeah.
I think that the closest anyone has come to like saying anything about its origin, there are, in Twilight Princess, there's a group of people who make powerful dark masks. So I'm just gonna say probably the Twilight Realm and then give you a shrug and a wink, because I don't know if there's any solid information other than that. There isn't a game that describes the origin, the explicit origin of Majora's Mask. So who's to say, right? But it is interesting because it's an artifact. Yeah, it's an artifact that is more or less restricted to this one game. It's not like the Master Sword or anything, right? There's a reference to it in A Link Between Worlds.
This cat is not okay. By the way,
Yeah.
side note, when we are playing D&D and
Yeah.
I tell you how my shapeshift works, that's
like
what
that,
happens.
yeah.
Okay? That just no transition,
No tweening.
creepy stuff. Just saying.
In my mind, it always happens when someone blinks. Like anytime someone blinks. Like maybe it happens at different times for different people.
It might.
Maybe if you never blink, your character, your druid, just always looks like...
I give you a headache.
Like, you always just look like a human person that's biting someone like a bear.
Who is this guy? Why?
I never noticed how much the mask above his right shoulder looks like the mirror shield. And now... Hi, Mario. Yeah, we did your job for you. We made people happy with masks. So this is important. I think this might be one of the most important lines in the game.
Okay.
So whenever he says that your masks are filled with happiness, I think what that means functionally is that your fade from existence. Okay. That's the thing that I said before was gonna cook your brains. It's like, why did... By God? By God? By weird supreme deity person that I don't...
Give me my body back, please.
What was I just saying? Oh, the masks. I think that the masks that you gather... I do think that Link is not going back in time in this game. I think he's going to an alternate reality to try again. But here in the end, the masks that you carry into this final timeline cause all of those timelines to converge to a single point. I think that that is the real averted tragedy of Majora's Mask. Because during the end credits here, if I remember correctly, if you are missing certain masks,
Yeah.
I believe it indicates that in some way on screen, and then you don't get to see some of these little vignettes, these little cutscenes.
How is he alive?
Well, that is Link as Macau, because he has the green tunic on,
I see
or
it,
the waist strap, which I don't know if I like. I feel like out of all of them, Macau is the one that is most variable.
So would you say that in this game, Link is sort of a vehicle for divine intervention?
Oh, yeah,
and
maybe.
that's why at the end of this, like, if you manage to get all of your divine intervention done, you get to see everybody being good, having all their things.
Well, that's because of the work that Link put in to basically gather these heartfelt memories that are contained in these masks.
Wee wee. Just patrolling.
Like, I'm not sure which ones are omitted, right? But, like, I know that the Anju and Cafe wedding that's gonna come around here somewhere,
Yeah.
I think is dependent on you having collected the couple's mask.
Those guys are pretty funny.
Yeah. I feel like they would probably be... They would be super funny if it weren't for the witches in Ocarina of Time having a very similar bit, right? Like two bickering old people, basically. The masks that you give away, some people have speculated that because you have to have all of the other masks to get the Fierce Deity mask, that's like the power of an additional deity, more than just the goddess of time, who is supposed to be the one that is letting you go back in time. It takes two gods to sort this crap out in the end.
Yeah.
I think that seems fair. I feel like that's a pretty good example of, like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's like, sure, roughly speaking, it's twice as hard to make something as it is to break it, right? I learned how to shoot a bow.
So cute.
Yeah, that hair flip was adorable.
I did it. Thanks.
That's probably the blast mask.
Yeah, that's the granny.
Yeah.
If you don't save her, then... Well, she's probably... I don't know.
See, I guess that's the flaw with... Always... I don't think I've ever beaten this game. Like, I've beaten it without the Fierce Deity's mask, without using it, but I don't think I've ever beaten it without acquiring it. Right? Oh, so he just works there now.
That's cool.
I don't know. In the fiction of the game, I think that's a milk addict working at the milk bar. Could be problematic.
Well, he might have to be more responsible, so he needs to moderate his consumption to a safe level so he doesn't OD on calcium.
My bones were just too hard, man. Tore my muscles.
Fine line between milk enthusiast.
Yay! Aw, she's so tiny.
She is
She's just
really
a little half of a half pint.
One thing that I'm thinking about now, what is the minimum amount of masks that... Aw, that's a cool dress.
Yeah, see, it is better when it's not on the mannequin.
Yeah. Look at all those collars. It's like got a double collar and then it has like stacked skirts.
That always feels like such a cop-out, though. Like, they could have used some of that Nintendo polish, Nintendo money. cheat you out of a grown-up cafe
Oh,
model.
yeah. I did notice.
Oh, and then things get sad. Not everybody. Even in the best timeline, not everybody gets to be happy.
What happens to the Deku?
Evidently, the transformation masks are still masks.
Mm-hmm.
So the Deku Butler's son doesn't come back. Evidently, Macau doesn't come back. I thought there was evidence to suggest that maybe Macau is fine in the end.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's not the case.
Wow. Okay. That's adorable. That's adorable. Look at our friends together drawing. And we have all 4 of the Guardians with us, too. They're our friends, too. By the transitive property, Link is friends with the Guardians as well.
And the 2 little fairies are there, too.
Mm-hmm. That's adorable.
It is really, it's especially sweet because this is one of the most subtle but also strongest characterizations of the Hero of Time.
Mm-hmm.
He had, I think, similar carvings outside his house.
That's cool. Link has a hobby other than breaking pots. Yay, we're done. Now he can work on his wood carving skills.
Actually, this Link has a full plate. He has to go grow old, be remorseful that he never has any children or pupils, and then die.
Is that true?
Yes.
Ah.